Hey, we're here.
What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Hello, everyone.
How's it going, Jason? Thank you for joining us
Jason?
tonight.
Hi, Jason.
Thank you for having me. I'm fantastic. Great to see you guys. I appreciate the offer to come on your show.
Not a problem, man. Happy to do it.
Yeah.
That's what we do over here in the indie circuit. We help each other out. That's kind of the thing we do around here.
Very
Yeah.
admirable. That is the code of indie comics.
Yeah.
It has been a great community. I mean, since I joined it, several months ago with my comic book,
Right?
people have been very friendly, helpful, all kinds of offers, a lot of positivity.
Oh yeah, we all want to see each other succeed. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about what I've seen around this community and everything is just all the support. I never knew this existed all these years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've written stories for years and years, and I never experienced the sort of support that I've got just in a few months of since my comic book came out.
That's awesome.
Really nice. Yeah. No. It is really nice.
Yeah, so for you guys out there that are just joining us, I am, of course, Bionic Bro, and tonight I have with me my co-host Peter Orchard.
Yeah.
And tonight we have our guest co-host Fanta.
Hey.
Yeah.
And we'll be interviewing none other than, and I don't want to butcher your last name, but is it Jason Radak?
Radak.
Radak. Okay.
Thank you for
That's
asking.
a
Jason
cool
Radak
name,
is our
man.
guest.
It's like one of the coolest names.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No one's ever complimented my last name like that. Thank you.
No, it's wicked. It's very unique. I haven't seen that last name.
I got Orchard.
Before.
Orchard's
Yeah.
like as like boring as you can get.
Oh, I don't think so. I think
We gotta-
orchard is a good word. It's very atmospheric. Who
Yeah.
doesn't love an orchard?
Yeah, we got to spice it up. It's orchards.
They're frequently haunted.
We're like crazy.
know.
That's the whole family's crazy.
Yeah.
The Grove of Peters is kind of scary.
Ah.
I think we only need the one, but I'm glad he's here with us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
see.
here, loving it.
so
See Zombie Boy in the chat. What's up, Zombie Boy?
what's up, Zombie Boy? Welcome to
Hey,
the party.
Zombie.
All right. Jason, you said that you recently came into the community just a couple months ago. So why don't you give us like your little backstory and everything? Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into it.
Yeah. Well, we go back long enough. I was a huge comic book fanatic in my teens, back in the 80s. And I've always wanted to be a writer. I've been writing since, I was little. I think I remember reading a story in front of my fourth grade class, probably my earliest memory of being a writer. So I've
Yeah.
always written. And, a few years ago, I became aware of the indie comic book scene with the whole crowdfunding phenomenon going on. And I
Right.
thought, yeah, that sounds, I hit some serious writer's block in my, writing my stories and everything. I wrote a story that took me forever. It was like every sentence was murder to get out. And then when I took my story to a writer's group, a workshop type situation, they didn't get it. They didn't like it. And I thought, oh, this really sucks. I mean, after I put all this work into this, it was so painful. And it didn't even have nearly the effect on my fellow writers that I hoped it would have. It was really depressing. It was a sad moment.
Mm.
And I thought, why don't I try one of these comic book things? And so the script for Interplanet just flowed beautifully. It just was, in contrast to the last thing I had written, it came so easily.
Okay.
Just one page after another. It was one of the easiest things I've written from, that kind of perspective. And so little by little, I got up my nerve to approach artists. And, I'm a person that learns by doing. So every step, I just, figured it out as I went along. Figured out the promotions, all the aspects of putting together a comic book, putting it out, all that stuff. It's, it was a big thing, but it was fun. It was cool that I achieved something like that. Even, just putting together the comic book with fantastic artwork from Alan Otero, Leonardo Pacciarodi, who did the colors.
Yes,
And
it is a beautiful book. Yeah, as I was flipping through pages, I was just stunned at how good it looked.
thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to worry about modesty or anything when it comes to how the book looks. I think it's just a fantastic looking book. It could be on the racks of a candy shop in the 1980s that was selling Marvel, DC.
That's awesome.
I wanted to put out something that looked professional and great, and it does. The cover is
that's
by someone else.
Let me.
Oh, now I've got mixed.
So that's
up 'cause it goes by a
Interplanet on
few
Fun
different
My
names,
Comic.
Yeah, this is on my comic.
I'll put the link
thank you
in
for
the
showing it.
I just put the link in the chat. Anybody watching, you can go check out that link.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, this looks awesome.
Yeah.
Get it off of me.
Science fiction epic story is what it's meant to be. Involving spies. I'm a big fan of spy fiction, so I try to integrate that as a since this was like the first time I was dipping my toe into comic books. I was thinking, do I want to do something science fiction or fantasy? And I thought, well, it's a comic book, it can be both. So it's like Interplanet. One of the planets is very sci-fi. The other planet is more of a fantasy planet.
Mm-hmm.
So, we
were looking at this the other day. This is like really good artwork, man. Good job on finding that artist. One of the things that I noticed, almost, first thing you notice is the artwork, and there is like a weird level where either you find artists that are like up here, or it's like the artwork is, I don't know, it's like somewhere down here, and you definitely got your guy, man. That looks badass.
Yeah.
Go ahead and share it, Peter.
Let me share that. I got it pulled up.
Paying an artist isn't cheap, but doing this comic book is one of the most expensive things I've done in my life. I mean, there's buying a house, maybe buying a car, but this is probably third. But to have something really great that you could be proud of, it was
if you want, you're hiring an artist and stuff, this is your baby, right? You want to give it everything you got. You got to get a good artist
for sure. And
I was like, what's the point of doing any of this stuff?
Alan Otero is the artist, and he did a fantastic job. So
wow.
We're not in this for okay. We're trying to be great.
Yeah, I like how he did on this page right here. You've got this little splash of panels, but then the big panels here, well, they're like blended together, and I appreciate that. I think that was like a nice touch. I noticed, like you can only see it on the edges, but that's like very artistic. It's cool. It's kind of scary to lay out a page like that and try to figure out how to blend it. And the colors did a great job.
Yeah, kind
of pulling it all together.
I was nervous about this sequence because it's an action sequence, no dialogue. I was worried if people would be able to figure out what is going on during the scene with the hawk battle and the flying dinosaurs and everything. But from the feedback I've gotten, people tell me they can tell what's going on. So that's really good.
Your paneling and everything was exquisite. It really was. If you didn't have any kind of like caption boxes or speech bubbles, you still would have been able to easily flow with what the story was trying to tell you.
Thank you. Good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess these pages I put up on GoFundMe or Fund My Comic.
There's the dinosaurs.
Before we had the letters. So
dinosaurs.
It's not there, but it's like, why not?
Oh, dude, I love dinosaurs. You cannot go wrong if you have dinosaurs in your book.
Why not have flying dinosaurs with insectoid villain stormtrooper type characters? Yeah, why not?
So what kind of stories did you read growing up that influenced you to go this route with your first comic?
I mean, I was really into superhero comics as a kid.
Okay.
I mean, that is, the the majority of what's out there. I love comic book. I love superheroes. For some reason, though, I don't think in that way. I don't usually come up with ideas that involve superheroes. So, I went the more sci-fi route.
Fair enough.
So, yeah. I like conspiracy movies, the great subgenre of 1970s movies like The Parallax View, things like that. That was a bit of an influence, that kind of thing.
What's this story about? Tell us about this thing. It looks awesome.
I know these two don't know, so you got to explain it to them.
Yeah, I haven't read it.
So, the fellow who's standing in the center of the cover there, his name is Felix Mercator. We meet him as he's defecting from his planet, Mangala, to this planet of Demiad, which is like a medieval dark planet that is ruled by a council of evil wizards. It's the Dark Ages. It's people living under oppression. Felix comes to this planet saying he wants to defect. He wants to join them because he's sick of Coruscant. He rejects, Coruscant. I said because Mangala is based. I think of Mangala. I think of Coruscant as something that was
like a big city.
Mangala.
Advanced.
Yeah, very very futuristic, gleaming towers. Everything is shiny and space age. We don't really see it in issue 1. The action moves there in volume 2, but so Felix spends a year on planet Demiad. We learn about how that green guy is sort of like the head of the secret police on Demiad. That really angry looking monster on the top right there. He's more of like a soldier. And while he's there on the planet, he meets a woman named Ornala who belongs to a clan, a group of people who used to help rule Demiad until the evil wizards, the Vozaks, took over the planet and kind of subjugated the Archazons, this warrior class, to the margins of society. And he meets this warrior princess, and they end up marrying. And then as events progress, things get very heated. I don't want to give away too much, but it then becomes a story of Felix and Ornala trying to escape from Demiad. Did he really want to leave his beautiful planet of Mangala and come live on Demiad? Well, I'll leave that to you to read and find out the truth about that. But I try to, I love spy fiction when, a great John le Carré novel or something like that has, people with all kinds of hidden motives and stuff like that. I try to do that with this, try not to reveal all the secrets, try to present something for readers where, we're not sure about people's motivations and what they're actually trying to accomplish, things like that. So, I realize I'm not the best at discussing this, but if you,
man, don't even, Don, you're doing amazing right now.
Thank you.
There's times where it's like,
but hopefully
you really have to like dig to get, something. And I know
that the whole elevator pitch and all that. It's just, it's a difficult thing for everybody.
That's cool.
So
it sounds like. Go ahead, Jake.
There's so much that you want to download on people when you're talking about your story. It's very hard to like trim the fat and make it, presentable to where you're just not like getting big, like shocked eyes from the person that you're dumping it on.
Right.
I can totally understand.
Oh man, that kills me every time I have an idea and I start telling, which I have to stop myself from doing, because then I get these faces and I'm like, okay, maybe there's something wrong with my story. But you start telling the ideas and it's like, oh man, this is so great, it's gonna be amazing, and then everyone's just like,
right,
what?
yeah,
what?
And I'm like, no, it's because there's this whole backstory, and they're like, well, I didn't know the backstory. What the hell you expect? And I'm like, all right, I should just write it down and then you can read it. No, but yeah, this actually looks really cool. I love sci-fi, and this is reminding me of like I don't know, like an old episode of Star Trek or some old school sci-fi kind of storytelling. Did you ever watch Lex? There was like a season where they were going.
You always bring up that damn show.
I always bring up Lex because it's different, right? And this is not your typical. What I'm getting from this story is not your typical sci-fi. Usually, you got spaceships and Star Wars kind of thing. But when you mix sci-fi and fantasy together, man, you've got the makings of something cool. Unique. Not a lot of people can do that right.
Yeah. Hopefully it works. I'm also a big fan of like the 50s and 60s aesthetic. I hope to. That's not really apparent in this issue, but when we move the action to Mangala, I think that will be that will come through a lot more.
Okay.
Sort of,
cool.
I like retro futurism.
Yeah, that's feeling you there, man.
Spaceships and vehicles and buildings that kind of look like the 1950s version of the future. I really like that.
I like that old Frank Frazetta artwork.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah, when I first what led me to back the book was when I was reading the description here on Fun My Comic. It made me the description really felt like it was describing an old book series that I used to read in grade school called
Cool.
Chronicles of Pern. Have you ever heard of that from Anne McCarthy?
I have heard of it. Yeah. Like there was one called like Dragonriders of Pern, right?
Yes. Yeah, those ones.
Yeah, as a kid, I haunted, the sci-fi fantasy section of bookstores all the time. So I was definitely familiar with that. But yeah, somehow I never got around to reading that series.
It's a good series. I highly recommend it. But it
Corey?
had its own way of like mixing up, sci-fi with, the mysticism of a planet and whatnot. So it made me go and back it immediately because I wanted to check it out. And threw me off. I thought it was going to be like a Dragonriders of Pern, but it became its own thing with the setting and the backgrounds and the characters and the designs. It's very unique.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a great compliment. Thank you for backing, and I appreciate your feedback. Yeah, for sure. I don't want to put something out there that's similar to other things. I've read a lot of crowdfunded comic books, a lot of stuff out there. And I think I can say pretty confidently, this is different from anything else out there.
Yeah, dude. And I love the princess trope too, like the whole like princess of the planet, like the Princess Leia kind of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm a big believer in archetypes, of course, George Lucas really nailed that. And trying to tap into those primal motivations that people just love, the adventure, excitement. And hopefully I tapped into that somewhat with this story.
So is this only on Fun My Comic?
Yeah. Yeah, we did not have, it is not a huge blockbuster comic book, but I was thinking, I just got sick of promoting it, going on Twitter and then X every day, uploading pictures, and I just got sick of doing it. I was just like, I don't want to, and I don't want people to feel like they've read the whole comic book already if they haven't, by putting all these new pictures up and everything. And I was like, I want to sell more issues of it, but I'm sick of promoting it. What do I do? And I thought, well, probably the best thing to do would be start working on volume 2 and, apply the lessons I learned from promoting volume 1, put all that in, all this stuff, all this knowledge I've gained, put that into volume 2, and hopefully,
I wish there's more artwork on here. I see we got like 3 pages. Although we got this cool little panel up here. Hold on, I'm going to do a thing.
Do the thing.
Do the thing. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen, am I?
I can see it.
That is your screen.
No, I made the page big. I like this little panel up on the top.
I didn't see it expand. No.
All right, that's fine. I'm only sharing this screen or whatever.
Should we check out the video?
Yeah, hold on. Let me stop this. That way I can bring it back and we can watch the video. Present, share screen. Oh, that's what I was doing. I had it already ready to go for that. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Okay. Let me
I want to see this video.
Here.
There we go. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Awesome. Horrible monsters. Oh, that looks badass. Nice. Man, I love it.
Cool.
Is that like green orb? Is that like reminiscent of like heavy metal? The green orb, the evil green orb thing.
That idea had never occurred to me. It's no, I think it serves a different purpose in this story than
I just see green. I got to think about orbs every time I see an orb.
Nice.
It's
awesome.
It's like
yeah. I mean, I know that trailer is very rudimentary. I heard that, having a trailer is important. So I put one together that it, attracts people. And I thought, I'm an amateur comic book writer. If this trailer, isn't the greatest, it's fine. But I think one of your previous guests, I watched the trailer for Phenomenova by Von Coleman.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, oh man, my trailer is, kitty time compared to this one.
Man.
I will I am actually working on a trailer for my next project right now. Hopefully I can up my game as far as that goes.
And Von Coleman never ceases to surprise me. He had some AI somebody took his comic book and put it through AI and they made little animations with it.
Yeah.
I gotta say that looked pretty badass. Like,
really?
That looked really cool. I'll have to pull it up here in a bit because that was impressive. I want to learn what program because I've got all these drawings I would love to see animated.
No kidding.
Yeah, that is really cool. I asked Grok if it could do animations, and it said no. I have a feeling if you want animations, you're going to have to pay for that AI.
Oh,
right now.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably. But I don't know how much they charge for those in it.
No
AIs, but it'd be worth it if you could take your artwork and turn it into an animation like that. Let me pull that up. Von Coleman.
I'm sure you could ask Grok if he knows of any free AI use.
Oh, Grok is awesome, dude. Grok will tell you everything there is to know.
Grok, I've had some interesting interactions with Grok.
Well, I talk to Grok every day. Like just today, to zip it.
Yeah.
And then Grok gave me a list of, reasons.
Yeah. Grok's become Peter Orchard's best.
Is my internet going out?
You're glitching here and there.
A little bit.
Oh, man. That was happening to me yesterday, too.
You seem fine now.
I was like, everybody else is glitching except for me. And I'm like, wait a minute. That might be me.
Just a little bit.
Right.
We didn't hold it against you.
All right, I got it pulled up. Let me share screen again because you got to switch the type of sharing screen that you do. Window.
Corey Barton says my pinup piece for Writhe and Pain got AI animated.
Oh, hey Corey.
Yeah. I definitely recognize Corey and his artwork from X. really good.
Corey's awesome.
Yeah. Cool to
I've had him
see
on
you.
here once or twice.
Grok to fix my internet. No, but Grok told me what to do if I owned every single copy of Dogman. I asked Grok today about how much it thinks I could sell Dogman if I owned every copy and then cornered the market. And it's telling me about my evil plan. All right. Anyways, it was a really funny conversation. I'll have to read that later. But so check this out. This is Corey Von Coleman's comic book, animated by AI.
That's pretty good.
Dude, no kidding, man. Look at the... Oh, my God. Hold on. All right. That was it. But look at her. Okay, look at this girl's waist right here. How the light sheens from one side to the other. Hold on. Let me go back. The light shimmies, like sheens across from one side.
Yeah.
It knows that it's metallic. It knows the shapes. You know, that's freaking amazing.
Yeah, when you think about how much AI has improved over the last year, you remember how wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
Wait a minute. It's a blank screen? Am I not sharing?
No, you're sharing it. He's just being goof.
Oh, man. Always messing with me.
Zombie messing.
I still want to know if he can run as fast as lightning and then shoot a lightning bolt, is it going to smack him in the face?
Yo, guess who's in the chat?
Who?
Jason Bascom.
Jason! XOXO!
What's going on, Jason? Welcome to the party.
So I gotta find out what website they're using to do this, because that's freaking awesome.
No, that is
Cobalt and Brother Kit.
That is incredible.
That is neat.
Could you imagine your Battle Hawks and then the I don't know what you call it, the dragons or dinosaurs, pterodactyls?
Right, yeah.
But with the wings flapping during the battle scenes, that'd be sick.
How does AI know what the other side of the image looks like? Like when his hand turns, then his hand turn here in a second. Like that's easy because you've got the drawing. It can just adjust, but here in a second, right there. See how it just changes and it still looks like the same drawing?
But if you notice when the blind the female Kinshi from Mortal Kombat, for the people out there, you can tell that the police officer doesn't know how to go through the actual door.
Yeah.
Oh, he's stuck there like a video game.
Right. He's an NPC.
An NPC. You know what else I noticed about that? Just now looking at it. Where is he at? Right there. It's the guy. The two guys on the left are the same guy.
Yeah. That's interesting.
One has a badge and one doesn't have a badge.
Oh, Jason says it was blank for a bit. When you play a video, it's blank for a bit for some reason, but then it plays. That's weird.
That's my
that's weird.
as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is awesome. This is like inspiring to see because 10 years ago, what would it have taken to turn your comic book into this 23-second clip? It would have cost you hundreds of dollars and probably several months.
It looked like it'd be animated like the old Beast Wars show.
I mean, DC put out an animated version of Watchmen like 15 years ago or something. It was the comic book where they just had characters animated, walking around in the panels and whatnot with someone reading the dialogue. They spent a lot of money, had a lot of animators working on that.
Yeah, that was like it looked like an After Effects thing that they did back
definitely.
Then. But this, I wish I knew how to do this level of animating in After Effects. Like I could figure it out. I think I could do this, but it would take me weeks to animate this in After Effects because it's not just one. You'd have to make a 3D model. You'd have to use a 3D model. That's what it looks like happened here.
Right.
AI has some kind of rudimentary 3D model that it wraps the image around and then kind of compensates. Pretty good stuff, man. I'm impressed.
No doubt.
Am I the only one that finds AI exciting and terrifying at the same time?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
But but what are you gonna do? Like, it's not going away. If it takes over, you want to be on its good side, right? So I'm always asking. I'm asking, like, "Hey, Grok, how you doing today?"
I mean,
Well,
it
I
is
don't
entertaining.
feel like humans do, but
It is entertaining to watch Donald Trump and Zelensky make out and then fight right afterwards. It's kind of funny.
yeah, right. So that was like an interesting thing that I was like, I saw today. I was like, that's actually really freaking cool.
Right.
Yeah.
How? Okay, so back to interplanetary.
Yeah.
Or
For those
interplanet.
of us just joining, Jason Radak
Yeah.
is the guest, and Radak is the guest, and we're looking at his first comic that he's created called Interplanet, and it is out on Find My Comic. And the link is pinned in the chat at the top. So if you want to go check it out while we talk about it,
thank you.
You know, take a look at it. It's a beautiful book. I backed it immediately when I first checked it out, and now we're talking about it. And we already went over what the story entails and whatnot. But what was your process of creating the book? Like, did you ever feel hindered? Did you feel like it was just, straight to the page, no issues whatsoever? Or
personally, writer's
creating
block gets me every time. Like, how do you get past that shit? Because holy crap, I'm not a writer, I'm an artist, but I'm trying to learn how to write. Writer's block is killing me.
Yeah. Writer's block has never been that big of a problem for me. When I get an idea for something, I mean, you go over rough patches and whatnot, and sometimes you struggle. But yeah, writer's block has never been a problem for me. I mean, except for that one, the last thing I wrote before I wrote Interplanet, I really struggled with that. And just, every sentence was like pulling teeth to write. So, and then when I wrote Interplanet, it was the easiest thing I'd ever written. I think it just came. It just, something had been, just gestating for many years unconsciously, I guess. And when I decided to write, a sci-fi fantasy, adventure epic, which I'd never written anything like that before, I guess, it had just been gestating somewhere for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that confirms something that I've been worried about.
No, yeah.
It is me.
Aww.
So the thing that caught me was the relationship between Felix and Ornala.
Yes.
And I was wondering what's going to be the dynamic between those two in the ongoing, because we see the setup of how they meet and that kind of interaction and whatnot, but we see that she is a warrior. We see that he is basically along for the ride, right? It's not his planet. He's learning about it and whatnot. But what is the dynamic that's going to be set up for him?
Excellent question. Thank you. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but as I mentioned, this is a story of espionage. The idea is that the two planets are in a Cold War, and there are spies sneaking around on both planets from, their respective sides or whatnot. You have moles and whatnot. And so you have this character, Felix, who, supposedly has defected to Mangala, ruled by the evil Vozoks. Ornala belongs to an oppressed, ethnic group, the Archazons, and who have, quite a proud, history, even though right now they are pretty much, have the Vozok boot on their necks. So she meets this off-worlder. They fall in love. They get married. I think she's a good guy. She is a very cool character. Very a big help when you're fighting evil wizards and their their insectoid soldiers and stuff. But there's going to be secrets, and Felix can't tell her everything about himself, and we're going to have to assume that she has some secrets as well, and her motivations may not be 100% aligned with his, and it's going to be a thorny thing to unfold,
Yeah.
over the course of the story. How much do they really know about each other? How much do their goals overlap?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like Dune. Like so, I
Sure.
mean, that's like several. That's like you see that a lot, but like Dune's is what comes to mind right off the bat. Especially
Right, yeah.
Zendaya. Zendaya's there's something shady about her.
Uh,
Just stick with your man, dude.
Yeah.
He's the one. He's Neo. Just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, you said you were working on the second volume already. How many volumes do you
Oh,
foresee?
yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, I don't know. I originally envisioned this as a regular monthly comic book. I was hoping that we could sell it to some comic book company or something, but all the excitement was about crowdfunding then, and that just seemed like where all the fun was, where all the cool stuff was happening, and you don't necessarily want to sign everything over to a comic book company if they would even have you. It's one of my biggest inspirations. One of my I was a huge Cerebus fanboy as a teenager.
Okay.
And Dave Sims business model of he could write and draw his comic book, which was awesome. I wish I could draw it, but he would just write and draw this comic book, totally his own vision, his own publishing company. And I was like, if I could get some of that energy going into this comic book, that would be great. So I've kind of wandered off on a tangent. So I was thinking, my original script for issue 2 was I was thinking issue 2 of your basic 1980s Marvel or DC comic book. But then after I came out with issue 1, I was like, I cannot just come out with a regular issue 2. This has to be The Empire Strikes Back. It's got to be totally awesome. It's got to be just as good as issue 1. It's got to, surpass it. So I don't see this. I don't have like an end point in mind, but I would like to come out with at least a few more. Maybe if it starts paying for itself better, increase the page count, come out with things that are 40 pages,
Definitely.
60 pages, something like that.
Yeah.
A little bit scary to consider that, considering how expensive it is to produce. But don't have an end point in mind, but I would love to do, at least 3 or 4 more volumes to get to some kind of cool stopping point, because you're dealing with a Cold War between 2 planets. Resolving everything is going to be difficult, but then again, it's something that could go on for a long time, and I would love to do that as well.
Yeah.
Saga can make it for 14 fucking volumes. I'm sure something that looks better and has a better story presentation. You shouldn't have a problem.
I tried to get into Saga, man. That's a hard one to jump into.
It's rough.
I read the first few issues of that, and that wasn't really my thing.
Looks cool. It looks like exactly what you want to read.
Yeah,
and then you read it. You're this isn't what I thought it was going to be. I don't know. So this is 31 pages of story.
I think so. Yeah,
amazing. All right, at $13. All right.
Wow.
That's on the cusp of acceptable. Yeah, right on the cusp. Which I admire. You found like a good price point. You got enough pages to make it worth that $13. Yeah, I've seen people trying to push 24-page books for $25. And I'm sorry if you're not an industry pro where you can add that extra. Like this could be a collectible, or maybe you get a lot of extras with it or something. But no, this is solid. This is a good price point. And this to sweeten the deal, you know what? If you just want to taste, $5. $5 you can come over and get the digital. I like that.
Yeah. I thought that might attract some more people, but I think I've had like a grand total of 1 person has bought the digital.
I don't think that's because of the digital thing. I think that's because, and maybe I'm wrong here, but I think that's because of exposure. There's not a lot of people just like skimming through these crowdfunding sites. There should be more people doing what we do. We kind of just browse, because we enjoy comics. We enjoy finding those diamonds in the rough. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there needs to be more of that, I think. But this is obviously one of them, and so it's really cool to see. And I think if you got more exposure on this book, you'd get more. I think in this case, people would look at it, they'd get that $5 digital, read it over, and go, you know what, I want the physical. I need it. I need that thing in my hands. At least that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I would do that. I'd go buy the actual book.
I would have bumped the digital just up to 7, just because I don't feel like digital should be that much cheaper than the actual physical, because aside from the cost of creating the art and the book with lettering, art, and just all that entails, the actual printing cost is way cheaper than what it costs to actually create the book.
Oh,
yeah, but here's the other thing, though. The $13, and I said that it's like right on the cusp. It's because there's also shipping involved. There's going to be extra shipping. So you're not actually paying $13 for a book. You're paying, what is it? Probably another $7, I'm assuming. What's the shipping on this?
Yeah, I think my shipping is $8.
$8? Okay.
Yeah.
So that like pushes it up there, and that's where like $5 digital. It's like, okay, I'm gonna read it, and then if I like it, I want the physical copy because I think this might go somewhere.
Don't listen to him. Make it 7. You could make it 7.
No. I like it. I think 5 is. I can't unless it's like 100-page book or 60 maybe. I don't want to pay that much for digital.
I'm going to break it down for you, Jason. There are no, what do you call it? There are no ad pages in this book, so you can immediately send this through as media mail and cut your shipping
cost.
cheap. Yeah.
And I've heard pluses and minuses on. I've heard mixed on that one, media mail.
Oh, really?
I haven't heard one complaint from anybody saying that they haven't gotten their book.
Well, it's the idea. For something like this, is this your first crowdfund?
Yes.
Something like that, I would say media mail is like, it would be fine. If I was going to some big name creator and I was putting $100 into some package, I don't want, and I'm paying like $20 shipping, I don't want them putting that through media mail.
Well, shit. You're not even going to be getting it in a Gemini at that point. It's going to be coming in.
Let's say that it is in a Gemini
box.
But what I'm saying is, even if it wasn't a Gemini, right? Like, this is the idea that I'm putting some money behind something. I don't want them to like go the cheapest route. But when it's something like this is a floppy, you know what I mean? This is your first book. I think media mail is perfectly fine for something like this.
Well, are there any stretch goals?
Oh, that's a good
no.
One.
I being my first one, I tried to keep it as simple as possible. I did not want to have anything that could complicate anything. As little that could go wrong. I wanted to, minimize any possibility of, it was a pretty stressful thing. It was my first time. I do hope for volume 2 to have some stretch goals, some extra incentives, things like that, which, to tell you the truth, I haven't thought much about, and I probably need to start thinking about that.
Stickers are easy.
I love tchotchkes.
Yeah, me too. I got a whole pile of stickers.
Yeah, stickers. That's an obvious one.
Hell, you could give me a pinup of Onala, I'd be happy.
Trading cards, sure. Pinup kind of things.
Trading cards. Magnets are actually better than stickers, in my opinion. Because you can put them on something.
That's a good idea.
Stickers are a one-time use deal, and I have a whole pile of them, and I'm like, well, I don't want to put them on the wrong thing. But magnets you can take off, and they're like.
I like the idea of magnets. Yeah.
My fridge it's like covered in them. Like I got alternative magnets. I got Shane Davis, all his magnets, and the Kenneth Rocafort. I got some really cool magnets. I always really love those and trading cards.
Do magnets, you have to go straight to 6 a.m. Comics on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it.
6 a.m.
You have to get him to do your character because it is not an actual Indiegogo or Fund My Comic campaign until you have a 6 a.m. magnet.
Yeah, it's a standard around these parts. You
All
got to
right.
go with 6 a.m. Every
Absolutely,
campaign
yeah.
a few years ago, every campaign you saw had 6 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
His artwork is instantly recognizable. Like,
All
oh,
right.
boom, 6 a.m. There's it. There it is. There's the sticker, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Good
I'll look
stuff.
into that.
What the hell was that, Fanta?
The YouTube just started playing.
Like, I'm sorry I talk over you all the time, but you don't have to leave.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh man.
When I was running the actual crowdfunding campaign, the cost of the book was $7. I figured to make up for the fact that I have absolutely no name recognition, and I have a YouTube channel now, but back then I didn't. I did not consider being a YouTuber something I could do. So I had X was my only way of promoting it, and I thought, well, I'll try to get people to buy it by making it cheap. So during the crowdfunding campaign, you could get it for $7 plus $5 shipping and handling.
X is a weird one because that's a great place to get kind of noticed, to get out there and meet some people and get some people supporting your projects. But that cannot be the place, the marketplace. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see X as a market. That's like the community, right? And it's like a weird. Okay, so you do go there to meet people, and then those people help promote you, and then other people will help support you. But it's not like the audience is on X backing books, right? So where do you go to find those people? YouTube is great. But YouTube is kind of like the epitome of you need to have the YouTube channel. It's important. Social media, X, YouTube. I don't know where else. Instagram, I hate Instagram. And Facebook, I think, is worthless. TikTok, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if there's actually any value in TikTok. But maybe. There's like a potential for that. Twitch, I don't know. Like, Twitch used to be pretty good with art streams and stuff. But if you're trying to sell a comic book, where do you go to get, noticed? Conventions, I think. Getting out there. That's the whole idea, right? To get out in front of people. Conventions is great. And I've got some ideas on guerrilla warfare techniques, right? guerrilla, what do you even call that? Like,
I'm listening.
Like streetwise promotion. Like back in the
guerrilla
day.
Marketing, sure.
Guerrilla marketing. We used to not just, we didn't have the internet like it is today 20 years ago. So how do you get, like, this is just in the city I used to grow up in. How do you get a city to notice you? That's where stickers used to come in handy. Yeah. I came up with some really funny ideas. I used to take, I never did this for marketing, but I did this to mess with my brother. He used to work at a gas station. He was a manager at a gas station. And I used to go mess with him by I used to go to Vistaprint and get these dirt cheap, like $12 business cards with his face on it. And I took a picture of him, and then I'd add like these silly like gestures through Photoshop of him going like, oops. And then I would put like, oops, sorry, we're out of that product. And then made him look ridiculous. And then I would go put it in all the blank, or I'd put it underneath items on the shelves in his store, so that when they ran out of that product, there's a card there going, oops, sorry. Like, we're all out of this. And then, it was embarrassing for him when he got audited, and half his store was filled with my like hidden shit in there. It was hilarious because I was a shift manager. I don't know. It was a weird situation at Walgreens. And so I was like trying to do a little like screw with him, and then he comes screw with me. And he did. He came over to Walgreens and messed with me too. But yeah, it was fun. Those are like, that's like a taste of some of the guerrilla marketing techniques.
Awesome.
I also travel a lot from North Texas to South Texas. QR codes, man. You put those in places if you travel or go anywhere.
Okay.
Pamphlets, trading cards. They're cheap. You make them. You put something intriguing on the trading card with a QR code, and just wherever you go, leave one on the counter. Somewhere.
I'm going to tell you exactly how you need to do it. Here's how you're going to do it. You're going to get your sticker or your magnet, right? And you're going to plaster that shit wherever you go. Just put that sticker on a urinal, put it in the hallway, put it somewhere.
I was gonna say urinal cakes.
Yeah.
Oh
This is
yeah,
what you do.
urinal
Have your
cakes.
Have your character in this position right here, right? Like he's holding it out in front, and put the QR code in his hand. That way, the QR code is there in the sticker. That
On
way
the
wherever
urinal, which is the target.
right.
That's awesome.
But if you just put when I go to Taco Bell or McDonald's, you always see there's that one pole that has all the stickers on it because people are tagging them with stickers, right? Tag it with your sticker that has the QR code on it, and those who are interested or curious will get out their phone and take a picture of that QR code on your sticker, and it'll take it right to your campaign.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna get on Sticker Mule right away. I'm psyched.
Yeah, oh dude, Sticker Mule, Vistaprint. There's so many fun. Now, the only issue I have with the sticker thing when it comes to this, and that's because I've been called out and I got into trouble by slapping stickers on shit because that pisses off the city when they have to clean that up. And then they scan it and they go straight to your website and then they're like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "That's not me. That's somebody made that." And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, right." But something that's non-destructive, something like a card or something you can place somewhere, or a pamphlet or.
See, D-Wag had the same idea. He already did it.
There you go. All right, great minds think alike.
Damn straight.
That's what I'm talking about. What about a mini ash can, right? Like a miniature ash can, like a 2-page, like one page folded into fourths kind of size, with just like 2 or 3 pages or something of the story. Now that's a lot of printing. That's like extra. That might be a little bit extra.
Yeah, it's like a giveaway.
Kind of just a giveaway. Toss it. Just go to a comic book store, put a couple on the counter, see what they do with it.
Yeah. I mean, I love that idea.
I used to go to Half Price Books, and I had a comic book that I was trying to get attention for, and it was based off this bar in this town. And so I went to Half Price Books, and I had a couple of extra copies of my comic. I would just put them in there.
Yeah.
You know what? Let them have it. And then, maybe I'll get some interest that way. Just guerrilla, just go everywhere. If it's in everybody's face all the time, someone's going to be like, all right, what is this thing that I keep seeing everywhere?
Yeah. Tell me about how about, I want to hear about your experiences going to comic book conventions, but can you tell me about Tail End Studios? Yeah, what's your guys' deal?
Oh, okay. So Tail End Studio is my solo studio, right? So it's just me. I hire out artists and editors and all that jazz I need for a campaign, and then I just come up with the story. I'm a writer for Tail End Studio.
Okay.
And so my first 2 issues that I put out were Cobalt, Atlantis Thrashing, and then Cobalt Death Stalks Us. And those were my first 2 campaigns. And D-Wag, who you see in the chat here, and Corey,
D-Wag
and
is
a lot
awesome.
of these guys were there at my beginning.
Corey's pretty cool too.
I'm indebted to these guys that helped me out on my first go around. And I can tell you how nervous I was when I first came into our indie circuit, and just how my gut was wrenching every time I got on the stream because I was so nervous. I was afraid people were going to be like very much like gatekeeping who's in, who's out, and just high school bullshit that you have running through your mind.
Sure.
And it was totally opposite. Everybody was inviting. Everybody was warm. Everybody was totally ecstatic that another creator was coming into the fold. And so I was welcomed with open arms, and they helped me out a ton to get my book out there, help get it funded, help me get on streams. B-Rose, when he was still around, that's Black Rose Comics.
Yeah,
he made a
B-Rose
home
is
for
fun.
me
He's
on
cool.
his channel just for me to get my feet wet and so I could still be in the public eye. So I fully support anybody that comes out here and wants to create their book as a first timer, because that's how I started out.
Yeah.
And I just now recently created this channel to where I could start giving back and helping out my way.
Nice.
You know,
Thank you.
B Rose and the Comics Way guys.
Yeah.
We got to bring them back. We got to get
I
them
agree.
back. You hear that, D-Wag? I'm going to need you. I need your help. We got to get them back. Because those guys rock.
Making me feel warm and fuzzy now, D-Wag.
Those guys are cool. There's all these groups that used to be all in the same space, and then they kind of start scattering out, and it's like, no. Get back over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why are you running? Get over here. We got work to do. And they're doing great stuff.
When I first came in, I still kind of hold this concept that I have, is that the idea is that you need to go out there and make your own YouTube channel and, just make it to where you're present and everything. And I 100% still disagree with it. I don't think you have to do it. All you have to do is be in the chats and just interact. But even when I got in the chats, I would very much just be the fly on the wall. I would just watch other people chat. I would watch what's going on the show. And then I would talk about it on another stream when I was invited on or I asked to be on, because I didn't want to interrupt what was going on, because I still felt like a newbie.
Yeah.
And that is totally not how you want to be, dude. Just get in there, dive in head first, and you're going to find people that connect with you like that. And it's just like everybody has their taste and whatnot. It's not all going to be the same. So there's going to be a faction somewhere under the umbrella that you're going to fall into. But the idea is not to get stuck there and just hang out there. You got to go out and you got to talk to other people. I don't want to.
Like Darren's saying, he's like he got as popular as he was by being in the chat, and he would at people and actually talk to them. That's kind of like I took cue from people like Darren and started doing the same thing. And it's cool. You actually start meeting interesting people that are really cool to talk to, and then you start talking. It's like, oh man, I made some new friends.
For the people that are just joining us, we're talking to Jason Radak of his book Interplanet, and as you can see the cover right there, it's a beautiful book. The art is
I just
phenomenal. It's a great job on a first time out, and we've just been talking about it, and now he's asking us how our experiences were within the umbrella and actually doing our own campaigns.
I've never done a crowdfund. I'm working on one, but I'm like I said, writer's block. I'm not much of a writer, so I've been trying. I've got a cool story, but I want it to be epic. I want it to be awesome. So I'm trying to learn how to be a better writer before I put out something that I'm going to be embarrassed either way. It's not going to be the most amazing thing. I mean, hopefully it is, but I'm a beginner when it comes to writing. Maybe not a beginner, but because I have done comics anyways, because I ramble. I want it to be as best as I can possibly make it. And so I have not done the crowdfunding thing yet, but I have made comics in the past and did the whole, like, I'm selling to a bunch of locals, and I sold out. I did a good job with my other comics years ago.
And as you can see, D-Wag, he just oozes humility.
Very important.
D-Wag is awesome, though, man.
D-Wag's awesome.
Guy.
Like, I didn't even expect it when I did my first book, and B-Rose and Phoenix were hyping me up and everything. D-Wag went out of his way to make a little short for me of him and his dump. He's got a whole shtick. It's really great. But he went out there, made a little video for X and put it out there in front of the crowd and everything. He was very supportive. And even now, when we do these streams, he's always one of the first ones to go out there, repost it, and get people knowing that something's going on over here. So, I'm indebted to D-Wag 100%.
Well, I haven't crowdfunded anything. I do like little promo videos for indie creators.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And but I have an alter ego, and she's the Dark Angel. I have videos on my channel. Yes, I'm weird, but
Is
that's
that
okay.
is that who that is in your avatar? Is that the
Yeah.
Dark Angel right there?
No,
Yeah.
that's from Pencils Down, right?
Yeah, so my alter ego is gonna be published, and it's in crowdfunding right now, so it's pretty exciting. Um, that's closest I've been to being anything. I don't have my own book or anything. I'm gonna say yet,
Yeah.
but it's exciting just to be a part of it. So I get the butterflies and the excitement and all that. Just you want to tell people.
Yeah.
And that's why like I started doing promo videos. I was talking to Jake about it earlier. I was looking at campaigns and I was like, this looks awesome, you know?
Isn't
What
that
if I did a
awesome?
video and other people saw it and then they liked it, you know? So that's my thing is I like to try to help at least get a few more eyes on a project when I do the videos. So that's me. And I was never big into comic books. I watched the movies, you know,
Of
Yeah.
course.
the Christopher Reeve Superman, the Michael Keaton Batman, all that stuff. But my first comic that I actually bought was an indie comic, and it was Tug's comic, that umbrella guy.
Oh
It was
yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. The yeah.
The
Um
case of the littlest umbrella.
yeah. Actually it was this last one, Hunt the Littlest Umbrella.
Yes.
Old Bigs.
So his third one, but I got all of them to, read up on, but he was my introduction really. I followed him over to Lola Meets channel and then just branched out from there. And so I've been accepted as well, not, being a newbie, I guess you say, and not really having something of my own to crowdfund or anything. And people took me in just like that as well. It's every day I say, I'm learning. I'm just learning. I'm learning,
How many
and
books have you gotten now? Comic books are addicting when you get into
oh,
comics.
I've got, I've got Tug's book. I've got Cyber Frog 1 and 2. I've got,
Cyberfrog is
gosh,
great.
I've got Frog G from Jason Bascom Unhinged Entertainment, Ink Spots, and Frog G himself.
Yep.
Oh, ooh. I got a few. I mean,
It's
there.
awesome when you the crowdfunding thing. Comic books themselves are just like you gotta. It's like you can't when you find a good book series, you gotta get them all. You got to, and then when you like get hyped up and you get excited about a series and you start crowdfunding, man, that was a level of excitement I didn't know that I didn't know existed when I started backing books.
Yeah.
And I didn't care how long it took to come for some of them. I'm still waiting on a Black Flag, but I don't care because I know it's going to be awesome. I've got a whole list of books I'm waiting on. It's fine. I get a new book every so often. A book will pop up in the mail. I'm like, oh snap!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
they're
forgot
always fun.
about that.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's fun. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was so cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I just got a Patty Q's book in the mail. Phenomenal Tales.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Phenomenal Tales. We talked about that one.
I just got it, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, that's my whole thing in this whole indie sphere. So if you see me around, just say hi.
Who's gatekeeping you, Mo? We're not.
I said, "Hey,
you.
Mo Biggs." I said, Mo. I said, "Hey." Do not have to shit on me today. I said,
Jason,
hey.
if you're ever in a stream and Mo Biggs is not there, it is not a real stream, and you need to get out of there.
Well, wait a minute. He didn't know he wasn't there yesterday on my stream.
I rest my
Only
case.
Zombie Boy was there, and then Ben Soto was there. So if Ben Soto's not in your stream, it's not a real stream.
Okay.
Hey, Mo.
Mo Biggs is the unspoken spokesperson for Comicsgate and indie comics in general, man. He's
Mhm.
all over the place. If he's not a moderator on your channel, you do not have a real channel.
All right.
Yeah.
He's a moderator on my channel, and he didn't even show up to my channel.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
You hear that, Mo Biggs?
Oh yes, of course. Bandit is one of the many tugs pool of whammon.
Oh,
Johnny
yeah.
Depp fan.
Hey, I fangirled so bad over Tug the first time I was on a stream with him, but he's been on my channel once or twice.
Maybe I should
Hey, what
fire
the
off it.
fuck, Mo Biggs? Damn it!
God.
What do you
You
say?
had the channel.
Oh,
I give up.
Mo's amazing. You'll see Jason. He's awesome.
Okay.
Why am always the last to know care? Oh shit. Yeah.
That's my life in a nutshell.
Oh big. Oh man. What else can you tell us about
When are you looking to launch the second book? Because
Yeah.
this book's already. Oh, you're already like delivering this book. You back this
Yeah,
book
this is
today.
basically
You're
a
going to get this book
storefront
in a
on my
couple days.
comic.
Yeah, you're going to get this
Yeah.
book instantly, like days. It's going to get
And
mailed.
I
So
did.
when's the next one?
Well, if you indulge me a little bit to talk about my interim project, I thought to
Be more than happy
keep-
to.
thank you
Sure.
to keep the ball rolling a bit. Yeah,
If you have anything to present,
Yeah,
go down
show
to the
us.
bottom of the screen, hit present, hit share screen,
right, yeah,
and
I
then select whatever tab.
all right. Yeah, I wish I had prepared for this. I would like to show you the cover of my
Well, you're
project
fine.
I have
Yeah.
out now. Beautiful cover by an artist named Preston Acevedo.
Oh,
of
Oh,
course.
yeah,
Yeah, we
Preston.
know
Course.
Preston.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pull it up for you in a minute after I talk about it a little
I'll be
bit.
right back.
You know, I've been writing for a long time, and over the years, I've had about 10 stories published in small markets, and I thought to follow up Interplanet One. What if I collect and self-published some of my stories in a collection? And so I got a great cover, and went through. It's a whole different process. Just a regular prose book compared to a comic book. And so I was kind of thinking of doing a crowdfunding for that. But then by the time I got to the end of it, and it was the process of publishing a self-published book was a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be. I had to hire some people to help me with the process and everything. And then at the end of it, it just appeared on Amazon. So I was like, yeah, doing a crowdfunding for something that's on Amazon doesn't really make sense. So my collection, Tales of Conspiracy and Madness, is out there. It's available on Amazon with a fantastic cover. I'm working on making a trailer for it now. I downloaded something called DaVinci Resolve, I think. It's considered, some people consider it the best free video editing software. Just so for anyone who's looking for that kind of thing for their YouTube or making a trailer. So that's out now. My collection of Lovecraftian tales of cosmic horror, and thinking you guys inviting me on here kind of made the whole situation real for me again. Of Interplanet, comic books, crowdfunding, and I was like, I have volume 2 mapped out pretty well, but I don't have a single page of the script written. I've got it plotted, and I was like, what if, my wife told me she's going to go and do something on Saturday with her friends, which is unusual. We usually go and do something together.
That sounds like freedom.
Go for a hike, and I said, I am going to spend Saturday working on the script for Interplanet 2. So and maybe some of Sunday too. I was like, what if you set the goal of getting the script done this weekend? That's the idea. Get the script for 2 written very soon, by the end of this week, because time is slipping away. Don't want too much time to go by. If I could get an artist to finish it by July. I mean, does that sound reasonable? I mean,
Yeah,
if
that
I
doesn't sound
were able
bad.
to contact someone in the next 2-3 weeks,
If
I
you
could get
had
that.
a script, yeah, I don't know. That if July, March. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's doable. Yes, that is doable. A
All right.
professional artist, a good professional artist should be able
Yeah.
to hammer that out.
So
Definitely. Yeah.
there you go. Look for Interplanet Volume 2, July. And maybe start the promotion thing. But my mindset,
promoting at least. Yeah, you should
Yeah.
have something to promote by then.
for sure. Yeah. I've already contacted Anton Taralov, also goes by Tony Tyler, the cover artist for Interplanet 1. I've been talking to him about producing some stuff specifically for promotion. I've described to him some scenes from Volume 2. So we'll have some stuff to start getting out there. And my mindset is, being that the art is out of my direct control, I could not do the kind of campaign where people are committing to the book, backing the book before it's done. I waited until all the pages were done, the lettering, the coloring, everything. So I'll probably do something similar. Maybe I'll be brave enough to start the crowdfunding campaign a little bit before it's all done. But
have you thought about Indiegogo? Putting it on Indiegogo?
Yeah. Sure. I came close to putting it on Indiegogo when, I feel like, my first campaign had peaked. But then I came up with the idea of releasing Tales of Conspiracy and Madness instead, and then working on Volume 2. As I said before, I just got sick of promoting it. I was like, I need to move on, do something fresh and different. So, but yeah, putting it on. I love Fund My Comic.
Fund My Comic is awesome.
Luke Stone has always just
awesome.
been so supportive, nice. I have, a storefront there on Fund My Comic. I know that, it has not brought in a ton of revenue, but I've had nothing but support from Fund My Comic, so I love it. But yeah, I could see somewhere down the road also doing Indiegogo. I hear that you will just reach a lot of people who you wouldn't otherwise. So,
well, it's a bigger platform, but for crowdfunding,
sure.
I think it would be a bit more successful on Indiegogo. I love Luke Stone's and his work with the Fund My Comic thing. We need Fund My Comic. One of the things that is important about Fund My Comic is the storefront, because everybody can't just go make a website. They don't have the means to do that. Luke Stone's really put something solid together with Fund My Comic, and I really like it. And his crowdfunding, it does need to get that boost. We need to start getting more people in there for the crowdfunding aspect of it, but just the idea that you can have the storefront. And the problem is, while creating the book, you kind of need to get that funding. And so if there's a way to do both, like maybe have your Indiegogo cover or your Fund My Comic cover or something. I don't know. Like, there are people that like Fund My Comic more. There are people that like Indiegogo more. I think there are more people on Indiegogo to help get the book funded and then throw it on Fund My Comic or Second Chance campaign. There's like so many options you could do. Fund My Comic is growing though. Cash Grab 2 just like broke records on Fund My Comic. So
cool.
And if you get the right kind of marketing from the right person, you can expect something like this.
Like what?
Star Circuit condoms. Maybe you would like Star Circuit embroiled on your steak.
Oh my god.
And if you ever do hit the restroom, you can find Star Circuit there too.
This is why you need Darren Wagner in your corner. Darren Wagner is awesome.
The Don Draper of indie comics.
You ain't lying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man,
totally awesome.
send me some of those stickers. I'll take pictures of with some urinals.
Do you mind if I show my horror?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I just got the Amazon page, so
Okay, that's fine.
let's do that.
Okay, so you got like a store on Amazon or like books on Amazon?
I went through this publishing company called Ingram Spark, and by doing that, the book just appeared on Amazon. And so let's see, the browser has blocked your screen. I use StreamYard all the time, but being a guest is a little different. Let me try again.
You're good.
It happens. To me every day.
This is what this channel is for, is to let the newcomers learn how to work the system and then how to get out there and prepare to get on the bigger channels, because we're still small over here, but we have a good time.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Here we go.
Oh, brother. Sorry, guys.
You're fine.
It's been some
Zayd,
time.
We've all done it.
There's no way Zayd photoshopped those. Those were 100% real. I just saw those pictures.
Mo Big says, do you mind if I show my please finish that sentence quickly? Do not leave room for interpretation directly after that urinal pic. Oh man. Oh shit. Yeah. So this is what you're working on right now after you've already completed Inner Planet? Did we lose him?
Yeah, he's frozen at least.
Oh man. He
hold on.
burned out his computer.
Oh, that might have been what's going on.
Oh man, we lost him.
Oh
Hold
no.
on. All right,
That's
well here,
okay.
I'm going to show something.
He might come back. But
Don't worry, I'm here.
Go ahead and share it again, man.
I am on now. This is just me sharing what I just Google searched real quick.
Uh-oh.
I Google searched Jason Radak.
You gotta blow that shit up.
I know.
Holy cow.
Well, we're all working on this together here.
Control plus. Control plus.
Yeah.
There we go.
Lovecraftia, is that Volume 5, Issue 2? Is that... No, that's by Avery Kit Malone. Jason Radak, right here. Tales of Conspiracy and Madness by Jason
All right,
Radak.
click on that.
$5.99.
For Kindle, and then paperback's $14.99.
Oh, okay. Delivery on 35... Unless you got the Amazon Plus or whatever, which I think I do.
Nah, he froze out.
Tales of Conspiracy and Madness, which is a pretty cool looking cover right there. Tales of Conspiracy and Madness. Enter a forest of oozing ancient evil. Attend a funeral that awakens strange appetites in the mourners. Meet a gossip reporter investigating the bizarre trend of celebrities implanting antennas in their bodies. Explore an insane asylum on the edge of a town where there had been an empty field just yesterday. Out of the X-Files. Tear away the veil that conceals the dark truth. Encounter these things and more on the pages within.
Thank
Tales
you.
of Conspiracy and Madness.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That was a total disaster. I was not able to share it, and then my computer crashed.
Oh, that happened to me at the beginning of this stream.
We got you covered. We got you covered over here.
Thank you. I appreciate you bringing it up. So
Yeah. So Okay. The Kindle is $6, and then the paperback
ebook is $6.
$15.
Yep.
Is that print on demand? That has to be like print on demand, right?
I guess it is. Yeah.
I'm intrigued by that print on demand. I don't know. I'm curious to see how the quality is and everything, because I've got a few things with people, with my people. I've got a few things that I'm working on that I've been suggesting this, like looking into that. Have you been doing? Is it successful? Have you been making some money off of this?
No, this is very recent, and I don't know if I've sold a single copy yet. I've got to get my
It is Mo Biggs.
I've got to order a box of them and start thinking of other ways to peddle it other than Amazon. Start going to conventions and horror things and stuff like that.
You need like a solid, like the print on demand's great if you want like reader copies, but you need like a solid product you can take with you and say, this is the tomb. You know what I mean? This is the real deal.
It could be an add-on on your current campaigns as well.
100%. Yeah, that's definitely something I've considered. I contacted Fund My Comic. I said, do you think a book of prose would go on Fund My Comic? I mean, you have comic in your name. I would hate to confuse people. They might think they're getting a comic book. And like I mentioned before, going through Ingram Spark, the publishing process, they put it right on Amazon. And I'm like, the book's been published. It's out there. I'm going to skip the crowdfunding this time. And I
would suggest, because there have been times where I swore I was being sold a comic book. But upon investigation, I found out that this was an actual, like a novel or something that was getting written. It had a lot of artwork that kind of suggested it was a comic book.
Okay.
And I don't know if the creator intended to do catfishing or anything like that. But that would be really stupid, right? To try to sell something as a comic and then have people get a book. So I would just say, make sure that it's in the description. It's if you're going to sell a book, I think it's totally fine. Books are awesome. We all love to read. That's what we're all here for. We all want to read awesome stories, whether they be comic books or, novels or whatever. Just make sure that they're aware of what they're getting, because if it's Fund My Comic and then they go there and say, okay, this is, the novel of a comic, maybe I want to make someday. Let's see how the novel does. Maybe that's where Indiegogo comes into play, or one of these other sites. Just be clear with your advertising of what it is, because I've seen some campaigns that weren't that clear, but when you kind of look into it, you're like, okay, no, this is not. It's not what it seems to be.
Oh, for sure. I definitely don't want to piss off potential readers.
And I'm not saying that those people even were intending to do that. I think it might have been something that they overlooked. They didn't think about,
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah. Anyways, that's what I got to say about that. It's always important to be very clear what people are backing.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So, but yeah, I think it would. Yeah, I think comic books lend themselves to crowdfunding better. So when I start ramping up for Interplanet Volume 2, I would like to make this a part of it. This could for sure be an add-on.
Yeah. So it says read sample. Do you have a sample? Do you like to read? What does it say? Tales of Conspiracy and Madness.
Yeah,
I'll be right back. My puppy woke up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you have a puppy?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Be right back.
Why is that funny? It's a puppy.
No, it's just it's my puppy. Gotta go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it's better if she said it. If I said, hey, guys, my puppy just woke up. I got to go take care of it. You know what I'm saying? That's rough.
Stanley's here now.
Hey, Stanley, what's going on, man?
Hi, Stanley.
What's up?
Hi, Stanley.
Hey, Fanta, how are you? Been a minute.
Stanley is the better half of the Orchard brethren.
Yeah,
It depends on what day it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
He's my little brother. He's older than me, but he's little.
I'm the oldest and the smallest. And if you looked at me, if we met in person, you'd be like, you're the smallest? You're not small.
So tell us about Ancestor of Crocodiles.
Yeah.
Shit.
I had this book. It was a really cool book, nonfiction. It's about one of the Rockefellers, someone in the Rockefeller family, who went to an island in the South Pacific on sort of an anthropology mission and disappeared, vanished. And this island, that was populated by, primitive, peoples. And, it was a mystery how he disappeared. Where did he go? He just vanished without a trace. And so the author of the book went to the islands and did some investigation. And apparently it's kind of clever because I guess the people, the islanders tell the author what happened to the Rockefeller, but then swear him to secrecy. They're like, we can tell you what happened to the Rockefeller guy. I forget what his first name was, but you can never, ever, ever, ever tell anyone. They emphasize this so much. You absolutely cannot talk about what happened to this guy. But in a tricky kind of sleight of hand way, the author tells us that they cut him open, gut him, and ate him. So that was my inspiration for this story. An anthropologist goes and visits some. I
love it when stories like that really speak to you.
Yeah, it gets inside of you.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of the book, but it was a very good book. And I studied anthropology in grad school, so it has added interest for me.
Nice.
Came back
like
to
that. I have a lot of
cannibalism.
respect for you.
I got to go to Kenya, which was a great opportunity for me because
Oh wow.
a lot of
Yeah.
fellow anthropology students go to places where you are always soggy, sweating, and being eaten alive by bugs. As a matter of fact, there's a funny story I like. When I was preparing to go to Kenya for the first time, I went to the student clinic to get pills, vaccines and stuff, dengue fever, yellow fever, all that, malaria, of course. And I ran into another student who had just gotten back from a field expedition. And I'm like, hey, guess what? I'm going to Kenya. I was so psyched, as it was such a big thing for a grad student to get an opportunity like that, anthropology. And she's like, oh, I just got back. I'm here at the clinic to get pills for a parasitic blockage. I can only
What
imagine.
year was this? I hope it wasn't 2020, because then you wouldn't have gotten ivermectin at all.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that probably was what she got. No, it was over 20 years ago. But Kenya, by contrast, you, for the most part, don't have to worry about stuff like that. It is nice and dry. And
It's a hell of a selection they put in there. Nice.
So, yeah, it looks like this is all from the first story, Ancestor of Crocodiles. There's 9 in there. Tales of
Wow.
the
Oh,
contents.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow. How many pages is this book? Sorry to interrupt.
It's not long. It's 160 pages.
Not long. A
I mean-
mere 160 pages.
Well, this is like a companion of stories, right?
Right. Yeah, it's not a comic book. It's a collection.
It's not
of
a
short
comic
stories.
book.
It's relatively short for this sort of thing.
Man, I'm sorry. Like I understand there's like standards and everything, but 160 pages, even if it's like, the series, everything, like that's still solid labor. That's work.
We were looking at his comic book earlier, and then he actually has kind of like in between comics, he has this story that he put out. It's on Amazon right now for $15. And so I was like, that's pretty cool. That's like up there with like a Goosebumps book, right? Like the size of a book.
Probably, yeah.
And $15, solid, man. It's like a solid price. The story sounds freaking awesome.
Mo Big says, where you are always soggy and sweating. Is this the jungle or Peter on camera?
Yeah.
It's a good night.
It's Texas. Give me a fucking break, dude. In winter, I'm sweating.
All right. Let's go back to Interplanet real quick. Let's check it out one more time for the people just joining.
Yeah, dude. Right here, $13. You can get yourself Interplanet,
the link
shipping
is pinned
tomorrow.
at the top of the chat for this one. It's a beautiful book. Recommend you just checking it out for the first time around. And I don't know, if you enjoy it, get ready for round 2 because he's working on it right fucking now.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you just want to taste, get back that digital copy. $5, man. No
Sure,
shipping. And then if you want, you're like, you know what? I like this. I want the physical. $13 right there, plus
Yeah.
shipping.
Yeah, that's a great option. Yeah, I'm psyched about getting into it. You know, from a business standpoint, putting out this comic book was not a great idea. But gosh, every time I get a notification that I've sold a copy, there's nothing like that. I mean, in all my years of writing, selling an occasional story to a small horror magazine, nothing. It just doesn't compare to like someone actually buying my comic book. So it's great. It makes me happy to be working on it. I'm greatly appreciative of everyone that takes a chance on it. So
Comic books are a labor of love. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
It's
for
not
sure.
like it's not the best
Mm.
business venture until it is. You know what I'm saying? Like Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles. You know, it's just what
Mm.
everybody wants to say, Ninja Turtles. But that's the dream. It's like it's a labor of love, and it comes through in the artwork and the story. And then if it's there, boom, it's gonna skyrocket. You just gotta not give up on it. Keep going. And this looks
Yeah.
cool,
Who
man.
did the
I'm
artwork on
excited.
it? Who did this? I'm curious.
His name
like,
is
did you have
Tony
somebody else?
Tyler. The artist, the
There
cover
are some
artist.
things that stand out. Like there's a combination of things on here, but I just got to say, like, there's some stuff on here that really strikes me as like some next level kind of art stuff that was done on that. And kudos to the artist on that. Like the contrast and color, of course, is really well done. But the way that the shading is done on that gentleman's face on the left side, contrast in color, but also the contrast and the tones on that, and the way that it's not just like white and black and red and green. Like that's really striking, man. That really hits me.
The
Thank you.
line
Yeah,
art's great. The colorist really did a bang up job
Yeah,
on
for the
this.
longest time in this circuit, everything's just been like black and red on the covers, and this one is very vibrant and colorful, and I love it.
Well,
Mhm.
bless
Bless
you.
you.
Sorry, I should have muted that, but I wanted everybody to
Bless you.
hear it. So
The colors are by Leonardo Pacioretty, who actually recommended the artist Tony Tyler, also known as Anton Taralov.
Oh, so there's simpatico.
Yeah,
that's good when you can find a good colorist and an artist together.
And
Yeah, when you get two guys who work well.
Yep.
And I agree with
That was a
your
deep cut, Mo.
your appraisal of Anton's artwork, and he is, I think he is sort of an unknown and up and comer, and I think he just knocked it out of the park with this. It's amazing. It's
Take advantage while you can.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
there's a couple of things. I'm not going to go through like the finer points on it. You know your stuff. But there's a couple of things that really stand out on this from like an artistic perspective. And I'm like, man, chef's kiss. Well done.
Great. I like to hear that. Yeah. I mean, Alan Otero did the majority of the artwork. He did the entire interior. He did fantastic work. I could not be happier. But I mean, I think the cover is what I mostly primarily use to sell it. If I'm going to post one picture, more often than not, it'll be the cover. And man, what a cover! It's great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's that orb in the middle there? Then we were talking about this last week.
Oh, you messed up. You got Peter on orbs.
Underneath that eagle's chin, I
Yeah.
see an orb. Is that a planet or a spaceship?
That
looks like a
is
spaceship.
kind of a spaceship. Yeah.
Aha! I knew it.
This
I would
different kind of
Bad
orb.
guy.
Jason, you should have told him to back the book if he wants to know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Yeah, that's a device that sets all the plot into motion. Appears on the first page.
Orbs
and-
every time. Am I right? Orbs do that every time. They set everything into motion.
Yeah. Orb enjoyers definitely should check out this book.
I gotta think about
Orb
orbs.
enthusiasts.
Orb enthusiast.
Orbologist.
I'm gonna have an orb in my story just to piss Peter off.
That's of course like a reference to like the fact that I'm always talking about orbs because there was a time
He's always
where
not.
everybody had orbs in everything. Like Justice League. They're in the middle of fucking nowhere and they have this big orb, energy orb. Magneto and the Dark Phoenix thing. Big orb. What's he doing with that thing? It's just a bunch of metal flying around in a circle. What's that going to do? The Dark Phoenix saga and the X-Men 3. Big energy orb. What's the big problem? Star Wars, Force Awakens. You have orb creatures that look like something from Doom, but not as cool. Flopping around on the floors. There's like orbs everywhere. It's like Orb City in your face.
Westworld was one.
Yeah, it's like, what's the deal with these orbs, man? What's like? Now this is a little different.
And the
This is
joke
like
on that being that, like, it was at that time, all of that was just hitting Peter all at once, and it was just too much for him to take.
I couldn't take it. Too many orbs all at once, and I saw the connections. This is years later. I'm becoming accepting of orbs now. It's it's a new day and age.
Yeah, you got to take it easy with that stuff.
And I'm seeing like Superman, and granted, he was like in a star-shaped orb.
Peter,
but
they got pills for that, dude. You can go to Walgreens. They got a pill. It's spherical in shape. You can recognize.
I got them, bro. I got them all. That's the first thing they said to me when I went to the doctors. He needs pills for this.
You're no longer orbophobic.
Yeah. I'm getting
orbophobic. I like that. That needs to be a shirt for you, Peter.
Yeah. I used to hate orbs, is what it should say. I used to be an orbophobe.
Peter, if you want to know the story behind the orb, just draw one cover and you've got the digital tier covered.
Wait a minute. That's right. Yes, you're right. I'll do that. Yay! By the way,
you've got it. You're working on a. Yeah, I was gonna plug you, Peter, but yeah, you stole my thunder. Go ahead.
No, Mo Biggs just did it. He's saying I should do a cover
in order to
get a digital tier of the book because I've done some work for people and gotten like covers for it. Prints a copy of
that's like when that's when he's like really haggling, like he's done covers and not even been like not received a dime. So I mean, totally, if you're gonna gyp somebody for a cover, use your boy.
I'm your guy to gyp.
Shit. All right, guys, this is Inner Planet by Jason Radak, and
this looks amazing, dude.
Book. I would highly recommend you guys jumping on this.
Go back it, and then you'll get it in a couple of days. He's already delivering.
That's right.
Links in the chat.
Jason, I want to thank you for being with us tonight, man. It's been
my pleasure. Yeah, thank you for having me on. It's very nice of you, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's nice to meet you.
Yes, you too, Fanta. Thank you, everyone. Yes, it's been great. It's been a while since anyone invited me.
Thanks for you guys being here, Fanta. It's a pleasure as always.
Thank you. You as well.
Then we are about to get up out of this biz.
Now,